Oh boy, Antoni Ravioli. That's where we are today. This is a ravioli factory. We're going to meet the family that runs this place and owns this place. They've been doing it since 1962. It's going to be a great visit with a very, very good Catholic family. You're going to love it. So it's all about ravioli and pasta. Do I sound at home? That's because I am. Let's get going. Now I'm joined by Gene Saucy, this is his company, and he invited us here, and I bet you're sorry you did. Good to see you.
No, we love you.
Thank you so much. It's so great to be here. I feel like this is like a second, for me, this is like coming to Disney World. You know, like I don't really need to see It's a Small World. This is like heaven for me. I can't believe this. How many, I saw there's a sign since 1962?
Actually, the company was founded in 1952.
Wow.
My wife Ann and I took over the company in 1962.
Isn't that something? Wow.
It was actually a bankrupt company at the time, and we were able to maintain the name and bring up the quality of the product. And being I worked with this company since I'm 16 years old.
Incredible.
I knew suppliers, and I was able to get product, and basically got my customers back and got my
I love
back
it.
online.
And the things that you make, of course, you have ravioli, round and square, different sizes. You have gnocchi, you have cavadillo, you have stuffed shells. So 5 different shapes of ravioli.
Right.
And then what do you, the fillings?
We fill them with lobster, we fill them with shrimp, we fill them with roquefort.
Wow.
We have eggplant ravioli, we have spinach and cheese. We were the first ones to come up in the industry with the spinach and cheese ravioli.
Wow.
We make it we boil the spinach, and then we bring in ricotta cheese, blend it together.
Yeah.
And it's been one of the favorites of the community for Long Island, actually.
Interesting.
For many, many years.
That's so interesting, yeah.
First one, other people come up with different flavors.
I mean, I never had a lobster ravioli. I really mean it. Like, how do you make a lobster? Is it lobster and ricotta too, or no?
No, lobster, and we get my production manager here, my son Kenny. Give me an idea of what you use in the lobster ravioli.
You know what it is? I'm very like old-fashioned. That's why this is stretching me. Because I'm like, ricotta, that's all you have in a ravioli.
That's what we had when we started in this business, when I was 15 years old, I started in this business. All we had to do was go out and explain to people what a ravioli was.
Yeah, right.
Right? It's a pasta with a pocket with a filling.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, a crepe-lock.
Isn't that funny?
And it's not a crepe-lock.
Yeah.
It's basically a ravioli, you know. It's Italian form of crepe-lock.
That is kind of true in a way. And so many different cultures have their own ravioli.
Even the Orientals have their
dumplings and things like that,
and
right?
stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's all something that is in the same family.
So, Gene, it's Sunday. It's a day off, right? You're home.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have ravioli ever?
Yes.
I totally understand that.
Definitely.
No problem here either, right?
No problem at all.
No, right? You never get tired of it. I know.
I don't get tired.
I'm never going to get tired of it. No, I'm totally with you. So now, the whole place is like a family operation, right?
Basically, we're all family, everything, and
Does that make it easy or hard?
The work here, we have a man on vacation right now. The fellas that work here have been working here. He's the youngest one, and he's been working for us for 18 years.
Wow.
People never quit the job.
I can imagine.
They die off the job.
I can imagine.
I had a fella that was a mixer, mixed the ricotta for us.
Uh-huh.
He was 87 years old.
It's great.
And
it's great.
He left here to go home. He lived up the block.
Uh-huh.
He left here. He got a stroke, and he eventually ended up passing away.
Isn't that incredible?
One of our problems, because we loved him.
Isn't that something, though? It's like a real family operation, right?
He also taught me how to make wine.
Wow.
Homemade wine.
Well, the other thing I should mention is that the reason I know Gene, I know him from the church, because he goes to Mass all the time. I see you there all the time.
Yeah.
You've been involved in Maria Regina how many years?
ever since it's been in the store up here on Broadway.
So you started when it was in the
Came
pork store
here
down the
in
block.
50,
Yeah.
We moved into the neighborhood in 1955.
Wow, can you imagine that? So you've seen
And-
it grow and change and everything, and all your kids
I was
went to
in
Maria
We
Regina.
used to call the old Maria Regina the barn
Wow.
because it looked like a barn.
And yeah, that's
It
true.
was
It
in the
used
backyard.
to way in the back.
Where the
Yeah,
school is.
Yeah.
Okay? Used to be a barn over there, and
that's great.
you know, and my brother, used every time he came in from Hong Kong because he was a Maryknoll missionary priest. Every time he came in, he would come over and stay with us. And 7:30 mass.
He'd celebrate
I was
Mass
at the
over there? That's
7:30
great.
mass, and he would come and he would enjoy your sermon, which was
that's nice.
one of the best sermons that he's
That's nice.
ever heard.
That's nice.
He loved it, and I always loved that one sermon that you did in the beginning when you started in Maria Regina. He says that your producer came to you with a phone while you were doing your cooking show, and she says, I would like to ask the fat priest the cooks a question, and you answered the phone. This is the fat priest.
Yeah,
that
exactly
cooks."
right. Exactly right.
It woke everybody in the morning. It woke all the 7:30 mass.
7:30
woke
crowd
everybody
was
up.
awake that day. The other
I
thing
love that.
is Gene's brother was a very well-known priest. In addition to serving so many people throughout the world, he also worked on television. And so when I had the opportunity to meet him, I was very touched to actually meet a person who, when he did this television show it was mostly aired on Sunday mornings.
Sunday morning,
For
9
12,
o'clock,
13
Channel
years he was
4.
on, Channel
Yeah.
4. I used to watch it every week, so it was such an honor for me to meet him as somebody who works on television now, to see a priest who'd gone that way before me. So what an honor and a privilege it was to be able to meet him and speak with
They
him.
gave him a 15-minute uninterrupted show.
Yeah, in those
It
days that was
donated.
incredible. Yeah.
He won so many awards on that show.
Yeah.
He eventually ended up turning the show after 13 years. He eventually ended up turning the show over to another Maryknoller,
Yeah.
and it was a 45-minute show.
Can you believe that? Yeah,
The
it's beautiful.
Channel 4 NBC
Yeah.
gave up 45 minutes because he had so many awards that he had won on that show.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Ann and I had to go to the Plaza Hotel to accept one of the awards.
Isn't that
one
great?
time.
Because he was away in Hong Kong. or something.
He was away in Europe someplace,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he calls me on the phone. He says, "Rent a tuxedo, get Ann in a nice gown. You got to go accept an award." Now I had to get up on a podium in front of a massive amount of celebrities and say, "I'm accepting the award," because I'm very, very hard for me to speak.
Sure, in front of a big crowd, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm a saucy. We can speak in front of anybody. But I had to go and accept the award.
Isn't that
for him,
beautiful though, right?
And it was beautiful.
Well, we got fun things going on, and we got to do a lot of cooking. We got a lot of things to show you.
Yes.
The backside of how we eat these wonderful things all the time, the great Italian culture is what we're celebrating. So we're going to do a little, you're going to show me a little something about ravioli
We're gonna
today?
make ravioli. We're going to make a jumbo round ravioli. And the machine is in back of us.
All right.
We're almost all set up for it.
Well, let's get
Now
going.
we have to make pasta.
I'm with you.
We
Let's get
gotta make
going.
the pasta.
We're going to do some pasta right now. But now we're joined by Kenny, who's been here. How many years have you been working here, Kenny?
33,
Really?
34.
So since you're a young
something
guy,
like
right?
that. Yeah, I was in my early 20s before I had gray hair.
And it's just been something you picked up all along the way. You learn everything about the business pretty much,
Oh
right?
yeah, absolutely.
Family
A
business?
little bit of every aspect of the business.
Like, do you have like a
Every
specialty in
facet.
this whole place or what?
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Just the whole place is my specialty.
Now, what about this big machine? I mean, we're buying this gigantic machine that looks ornery.
Okay,
What
it's
does this
not that intimidating.
No?
This just makes dough.
That's what this does? It's
This
a big
makes
dough making
It's
machine?
a big dough maker.
Really? Huh?
Okay, we start off with 100% durum semolina.
And how much do you make at a time when you make this?
This machine will handle 600 pounds.
600 pounds of dough at a time. That's a lot of dough. Wow.
That's a lot of dough.
Wow. So you use
So-
this you use semolina flour, durum wheat.
100% durum wheat.
Right.
Okay. Throw it in there. Everything is automatically fed. The water,
Wow.
you set it to your exact measurements, and you go.
So it's kind of scientific in its own way too,
A
right?
little bit, yeah.
Now, Kenny, you're actually going to make dough now, right?
Now
Is
we
that the
have to
story?
make the dough before we can start the machine up, yeah.
And how much
Yeah.
dough are we going to make today?
Today we're only going to make 200 pounds.
Just a little bit, 200 pounds.
just a little bit.
That'll be enough for the rectory,
That's
so
a
that's
little
good.
bit.
Just enough for the rectory.
That
That's
should
enough.
give us about 600 pounds of, or 600 boxes.
600
of
boxes of ravioli?
Yeah.
Holy cow, that's incredible. So how do we get started? What do you have to do?
Okay. You take a bag of dough, dump it on the machine, and dump it out.
And that's the story? That's how you
it.
get going?
That's
Isn't that incredible? That's amazing. Now, like that flour, I mean, do you get that delivered here from,
Oh yeah, this comes from the Midwest.
so you get it from the Midwest, isn't that something?
Yeah, this particular flour comes from North Dakota.
And you had to find what you liked, right? I guess
Oh, yeah.
over the years?
Oh, absolutely. You
Wow.
find what suits you, what suits your machines, and then you go with it.
And you go with that. So this is the flour you use, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so you got to dump it in. Is that the story?
Okay, so we dump this in.
Oh, this is going to be fun. I'm guessing this is going to have a little noise connected to it. No, not really much noise at all.
Nah, not much.
So you can actually see the whole process getting done here, which is amazing. Now, when you do this in the morning or any time during the day, it doesn't matter?
Most of the time it gets done in the morning.
You make the dough in the morning. This way the dough's ready for the day, right?
Right,
Especially when we're making 600 pounds of it.
right. Well, this machine is 600 pounds will go in 10 to 12 minutes.
Really? That's incredible.
Yeah.
What a machine. All right, so now this is the second of the 50 pounds of...
50 pounds.
So think about when we go to the store, we buy a five-pound bag, and the flour's all over the kitchen when we're making pasta, right? Mine is, it's all over. That's why I got this on, to kind of preserve this much of the white suit that I'm going to be wearing afterwards. So here comes the second. So this is going to be 100 pounds of flour in there.
That's 100 in there.
And by the way, these 50-pound bags, you've been lifting these forever. They don't bother you at all lifting a 50-pound bag,
We
right?
used to do hundreds.
Really? The
And
bags
then-
were 100?
Yeah, 100 pounds. And then I'm getting old now.
I think 50 pounds is enough to lift.
50 pounds is enough.
Wow, look at that. And no problem. I mean, obviously, like, you do this all the time, so this is not something that's... And this dough, when you're making the dough, like, do you put salt in this too? Are there other ingredients?
Nope, just this.
So you just keep
Flour,
this thing...
flour, water.
That's a good thing for people to know at
Flour,
home
water.
sometimes.
It's 100% natural.
That's what I mean. Like, you don't have to add a lot of stuff to pasta dough, right? I mean, if you were making this at home, obviously you wouldn't need 200 pounds of flour, but you could use a little bit of flour, and if you get the right flour, you could just put a little bit of water in that and you're ready to go, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't need eggs. It doesn't need anything like that.
You can add an egg if you want it a little stiffer.
Yeah, yeah. But the water's fine, right?
Water's fine.
Yeah, that's incredible. All right, keep going. Don't stop there, you. We got to get 200 pounds going here. We got a lot to do. It's incredible. All right, so Kenny got 200 pounds of flour in there. Now it's time to make the pasta dough, right?
Right.
That's
Right.
the story. So what's
Simply
next?
Hit these two buttons.
All right, you good? You do that?
You can do it.
I can do that?
You can do it.
Oh,
Go
boy.
ahead.
We're all going to regret this.
Go
I have a
ahead.
funny feeling. Hit them together?
You got to hit them together. That's a safety feature, so you don't get caught in the machine.
All right, I don't want to get caught in the machine. So what happens? This is what's
Okay.
happening. It's
The
dumping
bowl
in.
is coming up.
All right. I'm nervous right now. And then does it stop automatically?
And it stops automatically.
Oh, very nice.
Yep.
Look
you're
at
done.
that. That's it?
Okay, that's
Okay.
it.
And what's next?
You set your time,
Oh, for how long you want it to actually,
how long you want it
the
to
dough
mix.
to go? That's the button?
You start it up. You start your water,
And that's the water flow?
and that's it.
That's pretty exciting. So now
And you stand here for 10 to 12 minutes, and you wait for the pasta to be made.
I'm going to let Kenny wait. You take a little break. I'll take a little break. When we get back, we'll have dough, and then we're just one step away from you know what? Ravioli. We're at Antoni Ravioli. Stick around. More real food right after this. Well, here it is. This is the last pieces. Kenny, this is a lot of dough. How much dough is
Okay.
this now?
It's 200 pounds with the water, about 275
275.
of pasta.
Incredible. So this pasta now, what I like about this, everybody, there's no egg in here, there's no salt in here. So this is really as simple as it
Straight.
gets, right?
Straight, natural, 100% natural here.
You really can't beat that. And I mean, the other thing you might not believe is that pasta dough is just flour and water. I mean, and this has elasticity to it and everything else. This is not like paste in any way, shape, or form, right?
No.
I even tried a little piece when you weren't looking, you know. It was very, very good. So, I mean, it's incredible. It's a simple recipe, but with this big machine, it made it so perfectly. I guess that's part of the science of this, right?
Right. A little bit here, a little bit there, and you learn what you.
And you got the
kinda
touch.
learn
You know
what you're
exactly how to
doing.
do this. So what happens from here? What do we do next?
From here, goes
going to
onto
the
the
pot- we're
machine,
going to the ravioli
onto
machine?
the round ravioli machine, thread it all up, and we're ready to go.
Oh boy, this is like going on Space Mountain in Disney World. I can't wait. This is the major ride. I can't wait. So let's get over there. Let's get it going.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Well, it's finally ravioli time. I can't believe it, Gene. So what's this? Family affair.
Family
Right, I
affair,
love
my
that.
wife Ann.
Everybody's here. Good to see you and good to be with you. So the story is, this is the machine that makes the round ravioli, right? And how old is this machine? Has it been around or?
This machine is purchased this machine in 1992.
So it's not that old, no.
No, not that old.
Yeah, no.
And it's all stainless steel.
Oh, it's so pristine. I
It's,
wish you could see how pristine it is. It's just so well kept. That's everything in this place, actually, but it's so
thank you.
beautiful. Yeah, it's amazing.
Thank you, appreciate that.
You could see that.
Our
you know?
Board of Health inspector should be listening to this
Yeah,
commercial.
I could be your inspector. It's perfectly fine. It's like a surgical, laboratory. It's
We
unbelievable.
are governed by the state of New York, the State Board of Health, which is a federal department, and subsidiary is a state.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
and we are governed by the state because we do ship out of state.
So you do all of that too. All right. So how do we get going? What do we have to do?
Okay, we have the pasta in the two hoppers
So there's
in the front.
So that's the
we
pasta.
have a ricotta up
The
top.
ricotta's up there, and you've already stirred the ricotta. You made in the ricotta there's some cheese, right? Some Romano cheese.
cheese, egg whites,
Is there
parsley.
a little
We
parsley
have
in there?
parsley in there, and then our ricotta cheese.
Beautiful. I love it.
And
This is
it's
terrific.
because of the fact that we use all egg whites in our ricotta, our freezing capacity always comes out, after freezing, it always comes out creamy.
It doesn't get pilly. like that
Doesn't
other
get
stuff.
the
Yeah.
lumpy or the
Like
or
cottage cheese taste.
gritty.
Almost. Yeah.
grittiness.
Yeah.
It always comes out perfectly creamy.
Yeah, that's great.
And
All
it's
right.
one of the things that kept us going for the past 60 years.
It's good ravioli. That's it. Awesome ravioli. All right, well, start her up. Let's get it going.
Here we go. We got to thread the machine.
So the dough is in there. Now it's actually making the flat piece that would be the ravioli.
Right.
And your wife's here. She's like the catcher, huh? Now I'm wondering, do they jump out at you or no? They don't jump at you, right? So once you get it going, then that's when the kind of things start happening, right?
No. There we go.
So it's all about threading it, and then you put these all back in, and it kind of goes.
Everything goes
the dough
back
goes
into the
through
machine.
until it gets threaded, right?
Yeah, when we, all the trimmings will come here, ravioli will come here.
So this is just the beginning, getting the dough to flow
Right.
through, right?
Exactly.
And then you come to a point where you realize, okay, it's working. It's doing what it's supposed to do, right?
Right?
And you didn't put any cheese in there yet, right?
Nope.
No cheese got inserted.
No, now we're going in, hook up the cheese
Does it
dispenser.
come out a little puffy? Then it means. And I don't know if you ever saw the beginning of Laverne and Shirley when they worked in the beer brewery. You remember they took one right off? I'm going to take a ravioli right off of the line here. I can't bear it. I have to have one.
Okay, if you can step back just a half
All right,
a
just in
step
case they start
so
flying
she can
out.
get in there.
I like that. So you see one on the top, two on the bottom. We got two boxers on the other side waiting to go. So this is a multiple person operation. It's like I Love Lucy. One got snuck through there. I like that.
Okay.
So once they start coming out just right,
That's it.
that's it. We're good.
These are bad.
And then, so these are the ones that have the cheese in them. That's how they come out.
There's the one with the cheese.
I got one right here. Whoop.
There you go.
Oh boy,
How is it?
absolutely terrific. I don't mind them raw. The cheese is great too. Yeah, they're a little more than al dente right now. They're great. So how
Okay.
many will this make, Gene? Like,
This will make 35 boxes a minute.
35
It comes
boxes a
out to
minute?
about 1,800 boxes an hour.
oh my Lord. So you have it
It's about
slow
the speed that we're running it at right now.
at the speed we're going at right now.
Right.
So in other
Yeah.
words, it can go faster than this even too.
Oh yeah,
right?
we have a variable speed motor. I can do a maximum of 2,600 pounds an hour.
Wow. That's
If
incredible.
I stepped it up to max.
Unbelievable.
Would you like to get into packaging?
This is like the I Love Lucy part, right?
Yep, that's a Lucy.
So what do I have to do? Oh gosh. You put them in here like that, and then you pass them? Oh, This would make me nervous.
That's it. As easy as it is.
Oh, now I got 2. Oh boy. Okay. Very I Love Lucy, I got to tell you, everybody. Makes me nervous. Got the boxes falling. Right? Now, you never just tempted to just eat one out of the box like that fast? No? If Gene sees you, does he yell at you if you eat one like that? No, he won't yell at you. Forget it. All right, so the process is going, everybody.
No.
Ravioli everywhere. I'm falling behind. I'm breaking a sweat. Here, she's got to do this. I don't know. It really does feel like Ethel was here with me. We'll be right back. It's all about ravioli. Oi! Well, incredible situation. That was fun, Gene. I can't believe they're still going to town.
They're still making.
It's
They're still making.
unbelievable.
We have to finish off that pasta.
Incredible.
Otherwise, it goes in the garbage.
You know what's nice to see, though? The family works together, and you all get along so well. All these years of working together. What's the secret? The family getting along so well.
We just have a good time.
Yeah, you could just
There's
tell, right?
always laughter going on. There's
Yeah.
always fun going on. There's somebody always cracking a joke.
It's got to be
And
great.
it's just something, a lot of people can't work with their wife or family. You have a ball.
Isn't that great?
I have the.
I guess you know, too, God's really blessed your family, right? You can
yes.
feel it, right? I
Yes,
mean,
God has done a very good job.
yeah.
My brother had a lot to do with it. We had such a good relationship with him that he was his wake and funeral at Marino was the largest one that they ever had.
Ever had, really? Wow.
It was by far the largest wake and funeral
Wow.
that they ever had.
It's beautiful.
The wake was supposed to last for 1 hour. It lasted for 3 hours.
Wow. Wow.
Because of the amount of people were showing up.
Trying to get in.
Friends, relatives, and so
Wow.
forth. The doctor who would operated on him a number of times, Dr. Seebacher, was physically crying
Wow.
when he gave his eulogy.
Wow. Wow.
He was physically crying.
It's beautiful, though,
And
right?
this is a multi-millionaire,
Wow.
multi-billionaire, actually.
Incredible.
He owns 3/4 of Phelps Memorial Hospital.
Wow. Wow. Now, you know, Gene, while I'm sitting here, somebody walked in just before we started.
Yes.
So they're buying, the ravioli. They're coming in nonstop. And so this lady says, I said, have you bought the ravioli before? She goes, yeah. She goes, I bring it. My friends in North Carolina want it.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
people buy this and they bring it all over the place,
They
right?
bring it. People that have lived in a neighborhood in the past always come back to North Massapequa because North Massapequa is a prime place to live.
Yeah.
We pay a lot of taxes, but we get our community.
Yeah.
Our community is fantastic.
And it's
We
a
love
great
our
community. It's a great parish community, a great community here.
We have an interracial community. It's very, very little
Trouble.
crime
Everybody
goes
gets
on.
along, right?
Everybody gets along. It's a beautiful community.
And right down the block is somebody who I know and love very well, Dr. Siegel,
Siegel, yes.
who's a dentist who, who's a surgeon, and he comes by our shows all the time.
No
He's a
kidding.
good man. He does a lot of work in the
Beautiful.
missions. A good man,
Beautiful.
So if you come to Long Island, and if you want to come to this place, you can come visit. It's worth it. There's plenty of things to buy here. Let me tell you, ravioli like I've never seen before. All these different kinds of ravioli. So where you're located, let people know.
We look at us on the website at AntoniRavioli.com.
AntoniRavioli.com. And then you can also take a look. If you're driving, they're on Broadway in Massapequa, which is the main drag.
Main drag of Massapequa.
And it's relatively unassuming. I mean, when you drive by, you're like, a ravioli factory is there. Believe it or not, a ravioli factory is there. You don't waste 1 inch of space in this place.
No.
That's the thing, right?
The unfortunate part is on the website we cannot ship by UPS or FedEx because it's so very expensive to ship.
Sure.
It's a package of ravioli would cost you 5 times the amount just for one package of ravioli.
But I'll tell you this
But
much: as somebody who's standing in the retail section right now, there's fresh pasta here. There's fresh cheese here. There's all kinds of raviolis. I don't know how many different kinds of raviolis do you have?
We have approximately 65 different types of ravioli.
It's a lot of ravioli.
All different flavors.
Plus their own homemade sauce. So I mean, it's unbelievable. It's a great gift. It's amazing.
The sauce I was explaining earlier, our sauce is most people cook a sauce for 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
We cook our sauce for 1 hour.
And it's perfect. Like
Tomatoes are edible.
Yeah.
Everything that goes into the sauce is edible
so right.
raw.
Yeah.
So why cook it such a long time? All you do when you cook it for that length of time is bring up the acid
Yeah, right.
of the tomatoes.
And that's where you get
That's when you get your agita.
exactly right, Gene.
We
Well-
got to get that Italian in there too.
We got it in. Thank you, my friend.
My pleasure.
What a blessing to have a visit here today. It was
And-
exciting. It was fun.
Send me your bill for your labor.
Forget it. I literally learned that the Lord called me to the right thing today because I don't know I could do that. I was sweating after doing whatever it was, 4 boxes of ravioli.
As we say, we're going to pay you off in ravioli.
It's going to be a good afternoon. I'm so glad that we were here today. So before we go, we'll ask the Lord to bless all of our families, Gene's
Yes.
family, and all of our families. So let us pray. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, amen. Loving God, we thank you for bringing us together. We ask you to bless our families and our friends. Keep us close to you. Help us to continue to work for your greater glory in all we do. And we seek your blessing upon us, upon Gene and his family today, as always. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, amen. God bless everybody. We'll see you next time.
Thank
on
you
Real
very
Food.
much.
God bless.
Appreciate it.
Good to be with you.